So, if you've been on Twitter anytime in the past, I guess, 24 hours, you've probably heard a lot of lefties bitching about one thing, and it's a very funny thing, okay? So, you may recall that we were promised $2,000 checks. We were. That is the thing that is true. If you go and you look back and you look at tweets and you look at images, you will find very concretely and very definitively that we were promised $2,000 checks. And I want to address a fundamental hypocrisy here because I feel like a poser if I don't. When I say we were promised, what I mean is you were promised. I'm not going to complain about whatever money I receive. You all are generous enough. Thank you very much for your generosity, okay? I'm not going to pretend I'm in the situation that every American is in, okay? I want to make that clear. It's very important that be known. So I don't come off looking like a fucking poser. With that being said, we were promised $2,000 checks. And now the Democrats are putting forward $1,400 checks. What 1,400? That's not 2,000. Well, the logic is that that's 1,400 in addition to, thank you for your math, chat, the 600 that you already received from the stimulus package that was pushed through just a little bit ago. So, for those of you who took advanced PhD trigonometry, you can probably figure out that 1,400 plus 600 is indeed 2,000. Now, here's the thing. I'm an enlightened centrist, okay? I am. I always have been. And in this respect, I am conflicted because I think everyone is in the wrong to some extent. And I think there's a lot that lefties are missing out on. So I'm just gonna run this through, okay? First of all, I'm gonna front load this, okay? The Democrats are being fucking stupid. The Democrats are being incredibly fucking stupid. Holy shit. Okay? First of all, even if we were to receive $2,000 checks, meaning that we got a total of $2,600, we would still be getting significantly less than basically every other fucking developed country in the Western world. Okay? So it's not like the additional $600 per person, moving it from $1,400 to $2,000, is going to like devastate our economy. The other countries are doing this. It's totally possible. Additionally, the optics game here is terrible. Why the fuck would you ever sacrifice the goodwill that you could have gotten by actually delivering on the letter of what you promised with some weaselly fucking, technically, if you add up to 600, why? Why would you do that? It's actually insane to me. They should be fighting for the public goodwill right now. This is the first time Democrats have had all three branches of government in a long time, in a decade. And what do they do the nanosecond they get that power? They start, technically-ing their voters. That's pretty fucking weird to me. That's not good. And by the way, it's not like increasing it to 2,000 would decrease the likelihood of it passing anymore. The Democrats already control these systems. They already control the House. They already control the Senate. They already control the presidency. It's not like any people who would have voted for the 1,400 wouldn't have voted for the 2,000 if it was supported by Biden and by all of the prescient members of the House and the Senate. Boss, shouldn't you have expected this? To be disappointed by the administration? Yes, actually, I did expect it, and I'm going to complain about it anyway. They don't have the Supreme Court? Well, that's not really relevant to this. They're going to put this forward, and frankly, the Democrats' insistence on dying on this hill is just incredibly stupid. Week take, this feels like an upgrade to 2K from the 600. No, stop, please. Yes, 1,400 plus 600 does indeed equal 2,000. But the people were promised $2,000 checks as recently, to my understanding, as the 6th. I saw media promising $2,000 checks like a week and a half ago. So why, at this point in time, the 600 was already going through. They already knew the 600 was going through. So after the 600 had already went through, they continued to say 2K checks. This is not a good time to be but technically-ing. This is pretty flagrant dishonesty. Now, is $2,600 enough? No. We should have been getting way the fuck more. However, this is just such an absurd concession. If it turns out, by the way, that they aren't able to get the votes for the 2K, but are for the 1400, then why wouldn't they lead with the 2K and then only push through the 1400 as a compromise after pointing out which people are preventing the people from getting the 2K? Why would they not front it in a way that makes it clear that DNC is willing to put forward those checks? Are they that concerned about the fucking debt? Seriously? After everything that's happened, are they that fucking concerned? This is a bad play. It's a bad play. This is standard Democrat shit. They get in power after promising something good, and they immediately turn around and start fucking technicalitying all the people who voted for them, okay? This is classic Democrat shit, okay? This is fucking key. If nothing else, they should have forwarded with the 2000 and then retreated to the 1400 and bitched about the Republicans afterwards. If that's what they wanted to do, then that would be nice. Now, that's my criticism of the Democrats. I do have another criticism. It's of the online left. They're ignoring a lot of shit here, my dude. Like, a lot of shit. You see, this upcoming stimulus bill isn't just a $1,400 check. I want to go over it with you, if I may. A look at what's in Biden's $1.9 trillion stimulus plan. Hold up, people. So we have the $1,400 checks. Cringe, unbased, should have been a concession. We also want unemployment insurance supplement of $400 a week. That's pretty good. $400 a week is $1,600 a month, in addition to the check for people who benefit from unemployment insurance. That's a good boost. I think a significant portion of the money that went out for the first stimulus package, the one that was $1,200 checks, was in the form of extended unemployment insurance. A lot of people overlook this because it's not quite as simple as just getting the check, but it's pretty good, and it's pretty fucking important. Yeah, that amount is higher than what lawmakers included in the December stimulus, which provided a $300 supplement for 11 weeks, but is lower than the $600 weekly benefit provided in the first package in March. Not quite as good as what we got in March, but it's coming along with the $1,400 plus the previous $600. It's better than nothing. That's for goddamn sure. Schools could get money to reopen. Yeah, the money would go towards accommodations to make it more possible to open without everyone fucking dying. The minimum wage could rise. Listen. After holding steady at $7.25 for more than a decade, the federal minimum wage could rise to $15 an hour under the proposal, which would also end the tipped minimum wage and sub-minimum wage for people with disabilities. Wait, people with disabilities had sub-minimum wage? Wait, what? I'm sorry, I need to look into that later. Hold on, I need to look into that a bit later. Wait. Okay. I'll look into that later. Cool. Many states and localities have already raised their own wage floors. It's not clear how quickly the higher wage would phase in. That's something that they're going to need to clarify. Research from the Congressional Budget Office in 2019 suggested that raising the wage of to $15 nationally could increase pay for tens of millions of workers. Yeah, no shit. Though potentially at the cost to jobs. Perhaps 1.3 million who could otherwise work would not be, in part because employers would reduce payroll. So this is true. Here's the issue, okay? No, that's not a lie, unfortunately. The lie is that increases to the minimum wage increases unemployment. That's a lie. The truth is, significant increases to the minimum wage can potentially increase unemployment. That is true. See, $15 an hour minimum wage is good and reasonable in fucking Los Angeles. In the rural Kentucky gas station jobs, it's not so much. The real issue here, so this is, okay, wait, this gets really complicated. I'm going to sum this up for you guys, okay? Hold on. I'm sorry. Wait, does this sound patronizing? I'm like, oh, let me take a second to explain it to you. But this is very important, okay? Please. So, back in the day, the federal minimum wage, hold on. Federal minimum wage adjusted for productivity. Ideally, the federal minimum wage should be keeping up with productivity because productivity is an indication of the general, you know, how fucking functioning our economy is. I think that if you tracked the minimum wage onto what it would be if it was tracked onto productivity, it would be like $24 or $25 or something like that. Like really high. A $24 or $25 an hour minimum wage would be like insane. Like that'd be fucking amazing. However, there is an issue. Over the past 50 years, there has been a reconsolidation of wealth from small businesses over to megacorporations. The fact of the matter is that while it may have been the case that back in the 1950s, it would have been fair and reasonable to pay everybody the 1950s equivalent of $24 an hour minimum wage. The fact is that because of the way our economy works and how cheaply we get everything now from Amazon and Walmart and what have you, there isn't really room for that kind of return anymore from most businesses. Now, if we held a gun up to Walmart's head and said, hey, pay everyone $25 an hour, they could afford it if they really needed to. They could find a way. They could make it happen if they really needed to. They could make it happen. But not every business can. In fact, I'd be willing to say most businesses couldn't, because all that wealth has been consolidated. And that's not even to speak of the trillions of dollars that are sitting in offshore accounts, the incredible rise in like money being removed from the economy as wealthy people like do play dick measuring contests with how big their bank accounts are somewhere in the Cayman Islands. You know, everything. What were the papers? Come on, the Panama Papers, you know, the one the journalist did that nobody paid attention to, and then the journalist died because a car bomb was planted in her car. That's pretty wild. Anyway, yeah. So a lot has changed in the economy that has... Do you guys not know that? Yeah, the Panama Papers, trillions and trillions of dollars being held offshore, illegal bank accounts. Then she was assassinated. Yeah. Yeah, that happened. Yeah, hold on, wait. Panama Papers, author, car bomb. Yeah. Malta car bomb kills Panama Papers journalist. Daphne Caruana Galizia, a blogger who investigated focus on corruption, was described as a one-woman WikiLeaks. The journalist who led the Panama Paper investigation into corruption in Malta was killed on Monday in a car bomb near her home. Powerful explosive device blew the vehicle into several pieces. Yep, she's dead as fuck. Well, close that lead. You can still read the Panama Papers, by the way. It's not easy to delete information. Why not force megacorps to pay more? Small business leeway, they can be a bit cheaper with their wages. Because if megacorps are paying more than small businesses, nobody's going to want to work at a small business, and they'll rot up even faster. You can't have like minimum wages that scale to the size of the business. Or if you did, it would have to be through some really complicated back-end stuff. That would be through like tax incentives or whatever. But like, yeah. The point that I'm getting at here is that a $15 an hour minimum wage, from what I have read, could be detrimental in some parts of the country. I think it would probably be better to have a state minimum wage like raised up or something like that. But yeah, I don't know. The issue is that at this point our economy is so fucked that the problem can't really be solved with an increase to the minimum wage. It needs to be like some massive back end overhaul of how our economy functions. You should note, by the way, we essentially are paying for the additional wages of the employees of places like Walmart and Amazon and stuff like that. I think there was a study done which showed that because these people are paid so little, and McDonald's and other big companies like that, because their employees are paid so little, these people get on food stamps and welfare, which means that tax dollars are being used to subsidize the very low wages that they get from their employers. Which means that essentially their wages are higher. It's just we're paying a portion of Walmart's wage while they pocket billions. Pretty wacky. Anyway, state and localities could get help. Mr. Biden's plan would provide about $500 billion in help to communities, according to the administration, in addition to the funds for school reopening. The relief plan would entail billions in grants and loan programs for small businesses, would need to know more about this to have feelings on it, and about $1/3 trillion in emergency funding for state, local, and territorial governments. This is a good thing. So the Federal Reserve can print money. If the federal government wants to spend $18 quadrillion, they can. They just got to keep those printers printing. State governments can't do that. If a state government is out of money, they're out of money. Period. They're out. They don't have more money. They have to borrow it, or they have to raise it through taxes or something like that. They don't have the ability to print currency. So, emergency funding for state, local, and territorial governments is probably a really good idea because I know there have been issues with states literally running out of money, which is not good. State and local governments have had revenues decline less as a whole than once anticipated, but have taken an uneven financial hit from the pandemic. They have significantly reduced payrolls, which is concerning because they employ about 13% of America's workers. Wild. Public health measures are at the fore. 160 billion in funding for a national vaccination program. Yes, please. Yes, please give it to me. Expanded testing, a public health jobs program, and other steps meant to fight the virus, according to the administration's summary. Give it to me. And it's also going to tribes and territories, which means that looks like it's going to go to reservations as well, which is nice. The plan, okay, this is pretty poggers. The plan would expand paid leave. Mr. Biden would renew paid leave provisions that were not extended as part of the December package while eliminating exemptions for big and small employers. The plan would allow for 14 weeks of paid sick and family and medical leave for caregivers dealing with closed schools or care centers while providing for a $1,400 leave benefit for eligible workers. I need to know about the eligibility, but this could be very, very helpful for a lot of people. It's not for everyone. Every American deserves 50 weeks of paid sick leave a year. But, we get what we get. State and local governments and employers with fewer than 500 employees would be reimbursed for the cost via a refundable tax credit. Emergency leave provisions would last through the end of September. That's good. So state and local governments and employers with less than 500 employees would be reimbursed. That means that employers with greater than 500 employees would not be reimbursed. Fuck you. Parents would get financial help. That's like, the plan would temporarily increase the size of tax credits for more families and make them refundable, meaning people would get cash even if they do not earn enough to owe income taxes. Nice. Under the expanded child care tax credit, families with children up to age 13 could receive a total of up to $4,000 for one child or $8,000 for two or more children. Families making less than $125,000 per year, that's a pretty high bar, would receive the full credit, while those earning up to $400,000 would receive a partial credit. Wow. Normally Democrats mean test things at pretty tight lines, but $125,000 family income, like if you're making that much, you're probably doing okay. So everyone below that is getting these family credits, which is pretty great. And partial credits up to $400,000. Geez, if you're making $400,000 a year, you probably don't need any more shit from the government. But yeah, that's a pretty high line, It really isn't for places like Long Island. Okay, if even in Long Island, like $400,000, I'm pretty sure you can make it happen. Even in Long Island, like $125,000, it depends on your house. But yes, there are some places in the country where, yes, if in a country of 330 million, if you look at the extremely most hyper expensive parts of the country, yes, 125,000 is still pretty skin thread, And get the fuck off Long Island. Just move. Just move. Forehead. Apparently, the child tax credit plan could cut child poverty in half, according to estimates. Not long term, but at least for now. That'd be nice. Anyway, the point that I'm trying to get at here is my criticism of the lefties is that they're not talking about this. Honestly, this is pretty good. This is pretty good. I get the $1,400 shit is dumb as fuck. They should have just gone $2,000 and then conceded after making somebody else the bad guy if they needed to. But this is pretty fucking good. You'll have to pay back unemployment and taxes though. Yeah, well, the idea is that once you're employed again, you'll be able to do it, right? Yeah. What about the eviction moratorium? The article didn't mention that. Whoa, is there an eviction moratorium? I just woke up today sleepy, okay? Hold on. Eviction moratorium, Biden. Is that true? That would also be poggers. Why would they not include that here? Biden calls for $30 billion more in rental assistance and extending eviction ban. Oh shit, nice. Damn, we're coming in hot. Fucking Sleepy Joe has awoken and he's bringing us some quality shit. Biden proposes extending the national moratorium on evictions and foreclosures until September 30th. Wait, is this a recent article? Yes, it is. Until September 30th? Until 2/3 of the way through the year? Wait, holy shit. That's a long extension. Like, the pandemic could conceivably be mostly addressed by then. Wow. Normally you push it back like 2 months at a time, you know? I guess you get the wins you can, right? Jesus Christ. But the landlords, how are they going to make money? He further called for housing agencies to continue allowing applications for forbearance on federally backed mortgages until that date. You know, what would happen if a landlord evicts then? Do they get arrested? Yeah. If you're unlawfully evicted during the moratorium, you have legal recourse. I don't know if they get arrested, but you can sue the fuck out of them. I don't know if it's a criminal offense. I think it's just a civil offense. But I could be wrong on that. Maybe the cops just come up and they fucking shoot your landlord. I have no idea. Anyway, yeah, that's September 30th is pretty fucking good. Jesus. I really didn't expect that. Landlords could still evict for other reasons. Yeah, well, there's always it's like working a job and being fired. Technically, it's not legal to fire a person for being black or Lithuanian or whatever. But like, if an employer wants to fire you, like they can find a reason, you know. These protections do help people, though. They really do. They mean a lot. Yeah. Those Lithuanians, you know. They do make a significant difference. I just when you're holding your leaders to account, you need to make sure to be happy when they do good things too. The goal it's the exact same as any other type of relationship, okay? In any type of relationship where you want to get better behavior out of another person. It doesn't matter if they're a dog, it doesn't matter if they're a child, it doesn't matter if they're your partner, it doesn't matter if they are the president of the United States. You need to point out the bad behavior and praise the good behavior. That shit applies no matter where the fuck you are or what the fuck you're doing. Biden wants to abolish the death penalty. That'd also be pretty poggers. Hey, Vosh, there's more to the plan. Oh, God. Oh, shit. My God. Jeez. See, stimulus to 2K. I see it, yeah. Rental aid, 15% SNAP boost. EITC. Earned income tax. Okay, yeah, just want to make sure. Earned income tax credit boost. Very, very nice. Childcare. Public transit. $20 billion going to public transit. It's pretty great. Fund Cobra through September. Wait, real? Biden. Give me, yeah. President-elect Biden is calling on Congress to subsidize continuation health coverage through the end of September. He's also asking, dude, this is actually really good. Cobra is one of the most fucked up parts of our healthcare. So I have never gone on Cobra. As I understand it, basically it's like if you get your healthcare through your job and then you get fired, you can go to Cobra and be like, please continue my healthcare. I will give you $1 trillion a month, please. And then you stay on Cobra for a bit at the cost of $1 trillion a month. I think that's basically how it works. If it's being subsidized, then fuck yeah, you know. Oh, you're right, Shiras, you're right. If Dems hadn't like optically fucked up on the 2K thing, this could have looked so fucking good, dude. It's a $1.9 trillion rescue plan. It would have been boosted to like $2.2 trillion if they had just made the check $2,000. Is it really that big of a difference? I'll pay my taxes. Just, I don't know. Was in that situation can confirm Cobra is extortion even worse than the health insurance industry already is. Yeah, it's pretty fucking bad. The full doc of the plan is on WAPO if you want to stop reading piece of the info. I feel like we've got like we've already like phoned up the base department. It probably looks good outside the dipshit left. That's true. It's mostly just the online left who's doing this, but still, I do think they should have gone for the 2K checks. I think that would have been good. This is a good fucking bill, and we should be not satisfied with it, not let's give up activism forever, not we all uncritically support Biden, but it's good. It's a good thing. It's good, okay? We should be happy about it, okay? Vosh, the $15 an hour minimum wage is safe and good. Let me take a look. Why the $15 minimum? Noah Smith. Oh, Noah Smith. Wait a second. I'm supposed to talk to this guy. He's in my DMs. Wait, this is from 45 minutes ago. Did you just link me a blog post from 45 minutes ago? I have to talk to this guy. Okay, this is data. I have to take a look at the data later. The data is, you gotta take time. Can Joe Manchin fuck up the bill? Yeah, only if Joe Manchin doesn't worry about getting his kneecaps fucked up. Whoo! No, just kidding. Obviously, that was a joke. In Minecraft, obviously. Not happening. Joe Manchin is a good, honest, earnest American civil servant. Nothing bad should happen to him ever. You think it'll pass the Senate? Listen, let's save our doomer pills for later, okay? Right now, this looks good. Let's talk about that part later. I feel like it's asking a lot in order to be negotiated down later. That's a very real possibility. Yeah. Plus Vosh, the $1,400. Oh, yeah, that's true. I read about this. The $1,400 check goes to adult dependents like college students. We didn't get it the last 2 times. I completely forgot about that. That's true. Before, adult dependents didn't receive the check. This time they will. So all my college student friends in chat, you're all getting fucking $1,400. Please spend it on food and on dorm rent or whatever, and do not spend it on cocaine and I'm gonna say condoms, but I guess you probably should spend it on condoms, right? Better than knocking people up. Yeah, spend it on condoms, but not all of it. You don't need to spend $1,400 on condoms. That's entirely too much money to be spending on condoms. They're not that expensive. Or donate it to me.